This prosperity stuff is great, and yes, we love it. Prosperity from the Lord. Grace, of course, God is a loving, graceful, merciful God. This we know. But since I was a young child, I've been watching how the world has been declining. I've been watching how the world is always coming up with new inventions of evil, different kind of ideas, pushing God, testing God, tempting God. You kill the prophets, we kill his son, then we dishonor him, then we shed innocent blood, and then we start forcing what is ungodly against children in schools, and pushing LGBTQ, and pushing transgenderism, and pushing all of these wicked laws to abort babies, and to tell people, don't worry, come to church, feel good, feel great, just worship God and God's going to bless you. But there's no service. There's a lukewarm church on the rise, growing. And then we've got governments pulling all kinds of evil around the corner, even pushing their agendas. We've got cloning going on. We've got deception going on. And you know what? Our hearts are so far from God. And God said, when I come to this earth, am I going to find faith? And I just wanted to tell you, at some point, God is going to push back. And you know what? I do believe that when he finally pushes back, like you see in Revelation, billions of people are going to die. In that period, it's going to be all hell let loosed on earth, where the ports of hell are opened upon earth, where you've got Satan's wrath upon man, you've got God's wrath upon man, you've got man against man, woman against woman, man against woman, children against parents. This time is coming, and I just want to tell you, it ain't going to be pretty. So all of these people that are preaching this hyper grace and this hyper love and this hyper everything, what you're doing is you're setting people up to believe that God is just soft and God is not going to push back. Remember, God ain't come to bring peace. He's come to bring a sword. He's come to judge the nations. He's come to judge us. And you know what? Judgment is going to begin at the house of God, because we had the knowledge, and we have the knowledge now. The knowledge, and we are not using the knowledge. We're just using what we want to, and we're promoting, this false gospel. And we're just telling people, oh, you're saved because you said a sinner's prayer, or you're saved because you go to church, or you're saved because you're a good person. None of us are good. Not one. All of us have fallen short. So I just wanted to warn everybody, be very careful what you're doing with your life and with your time, because God says, I come like a thief in the night. And God's judgment is going to be here at the door. And before we know it, everything that is written in that book is coming upon us. So yes, we've been looking at one side of God, but let's look at the other side. God is going to come back, not as a lamb, but as a lion. And when he comes back, every single knee is going to bow, and every tongue is going to confess. And all these hardened hearts at the moment that are denying God, God has been very merciful, patient, and loving, and he's allowed blessings even though you've been wicked. God has still given you time. But one day your and my time is going to be up, and so the judgment is going to come. And I'm so fearful when I watch the news. I was looking last night just thinking, is there some good news? Is there any good news? And I look at it, and the only good news is for those who love the Lord. And yes, for some of them, the good news will be their death, because that is when they will be united with their family in heaven. No more suffering. So I give you this message to be very careful with the time that you've got, because our time is running short. Our time is running out. And God asked us to go and spread the gospel, to go and tell people the good news, and to warn people about the judgment to come. And it's coming.